besides Diana, it's his, like, sewer, wastewater, all that. But there's a paving schedule,
Oh,
and it's online.
oh, okay.
And I have it, I'm happy to send it to you.
That's how I look it up. My neighbor's on, he's on this board, he's always saying, when you go there, street paved.
What street is it?
Well, it's just the whole, you know, this Orchard Park subdivision. I mean, there's not that many.
There's some roads in Orchard Park on the paving schedule for the next year.
Oh.
So it'd be worth looking.
There's a paving schedule?
Yes.
My road hasn't been in 20 years.
Because I'm always on the phone.
Yeah, I think you may get.
Seems like that's the way it is in the other building, and that's the way it is here.
Yeah, there's a few of the roads
here.
in Orchard Park on your plan or whatever, but I don't remember where they are in the order.
Like you done work.
Yeah.
Good enough.
All right, we are at 7 o'clock. Let's call the meeting to order. Roll call, we are 100% present.
Except for Mark.
Except for Mark. Has anyone heard from Mark?
No. He called Linda.
He called. He was going to take his stepdaughter for a college visit.
Fun stuff. All right. So I have a motion to adopt the agenda.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Everyone had a chance to look at the minutes from March 7th? Any questions, comments, concerns? There's a motion to approve those minutes.
Motion. Second.
In favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Next, we have minutes from April 1st study session. Everybody have any questions on that one? Have a motion to approve those.
Motion to approve.
Second.
In favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So we went through that. It doesn't look like we have anyone present for public comment. So we'll go straight into reports.
Well, I'm going to try it a little different this time and do it a little quicker. Y'all tell me if y'all don't want me to do that or not. I thought that's what we wanted to do with sending the reports ahead of time, but I'll just give a little update on some of the stuff that I had in there. Just in regards to the soccer complex renovation, we did receive our first reimbursement check of $180,000. So the next check should be around $150,000. So that'll take care of the first 3 invoices we got. We should be getting another bill here soon. It's going to be a really big one for like $600,000. So I'm just turning in reimbursements as fast as I can get the bills and everything. So hopefully we'll just keep getting those back and keeping the project going. It's still on target, although we did find out that a water line was hit over there when they were driving in the stakes for the silt fence. And it probably went on for about an hour. So I got updated drone pictures. You can kind of see how, like right here is, I mean, just. And the unfortunate thing is, I guess that they were planning on today going over there and starting on the pavilion concrete and the sidewalks and stuff. I think they were able to do a little bit. I saw some people over there, but I'm not sure if they actually were able to pour concrete or anything today because of that. But so they'll have to get that fixed for us, and then. But I don't think it's affected them too much. I mean, they were over there working today. So. But it's kind of coming into focus on what it's going to look like. So, rather large parking lot. I mean, I think the parking lot before was like, what, right here? So, I mean, it's quite a lot bigger. So,
Will there be any, see how there's going to be space between the soccer field and the actual parking structure? Will grass go there? What's gonna
So
be-
like right here, like where the pavilion is, so there's gonna be a lot of concrete and then pavilion, and then it'll connect to the sidewalk, and there's gonna be sidewalks to go around, so I'm guessing, yeah, there'll probably be a little bit of grass,
And does that,
I'm guessing here.
with the sidewalk being there, does that help with ADA compliance?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we had to do that with it being part of the grant.
Yeah, I just wanna,
Yeah.
I was just asking.
So, and then I just wanted to update on the splash pad maintenance building. The concrete work and the door frames, they should come in the next week or so. The electrical panels should have been completed today. I don't know if they did. I mean, it looks like they wrapped up over there, but I'm not sure. So hopefully it'll allow us to at least maybe start getting in there and doing some work next week. Unfortunately, we ordered like brand new parts for everything, in there just to make sure that everything's in working order and it's brand new and we don't have to worry about any kind of issues, so they haven't come in yet. I ordered it like 3 weeks ago. It was like a $13,000 order that I made to get a bunch of brand new stuff, so, but, I mean, hopefully it won't be much longer to get that stuff in, and we can probably, squeak by with what we've got in the time being. It's just, we're concerned with trying to use 2-year-old equipment that's just been sitting there for, 2 years and rusted and old and all that kind of stuff, so, but either way, we still don't have a date for the tank, when it's gonna be delivered. We've tried and tried with these people, and it's just like, I don't know, they act like the company that they're using, doesn't respond too well to their inquiries or whatever. I mean, I don't know. But they do understand how much we're pushing to try to get it open as soon as possible, so, but I just will say that it's looking less likely that Memorial Day weekend is gonna be feasible at this point, but if it's at all possible, we'll do whatever we can, because, I mean, we don't want the complaints just as much as
Who's the
anybody else.
company that's doing the inquiry for the tank? Like, who can we push on, what can we do, what more can be done? Who
Well, I
has
think
to
they said
call?
the name of the company they're using is Burleson, and I think they're in Alabama.
Have we tried calling
That's
Burleson
all I know.
ourselves?
I thought about it, but I mean, I've not done that yet, no. I mean, he's supposed to have already called them several times, so I don't.
Are you saying that you're not gonna be able to open until you get all these new parts and the tank, or you're
Well,
gonna?
the parts are not as much concern, it's the tank that's the biggest concern.
Then will you have to close it to?
They
to
told
install
us
the
that,
tank?
yeah, I mean, we won't be able to operate it without, redoing the tank. Which, I mean, we couldn't really start it right now anyways, the state that the tank's in. I mean, it's cracked on the top, I mean, there's just no way we could use it.
And they're the ones that cracked
And
it
they're the
too,
one that,
right?
so is the company that cracked it the one who's contacting Burleson?
Yes.
Okay, so we're relying on the people that destroyed it to make sure it gets fixed, to actually, let's call Burleson ourselves. I mean,
Yeah.
why not? We're the ones.
Well, yeah, I mean, I probably will, myself, for sure, especially if I don't hear anything else, yeah.
Yeah,
I
we
mean, by
can do that. I think
this week.
We can call them just to see what, where they're at with our project.
Mhm.
And I think, because Romac is the contractor, and they're the ones responsible for it, and they're,
Right, which I understand,
Yeah.
but they don't have to answer to everybody else.
no, they've got a lot
So
going on.
are you talking to like the main guy in charge at that company, or?
At
you talk-
Romac?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's,
Main guy.
yeah, I mean, I guess
Yeah,
he's over
we've got a
this.
meeting Wednesday with them. We meet with them every month, first Wednesday of the month. And, I mean, they know our concerns, they're pushing hard on their end. I just, we're trying to get the building finished. They've done anything with concrete today,
They put out like the rebar and stuff.
Right, but having all that done does us
Doesn't
no good if we
anything,
don't
yeah.
have the tank to open.
Right, I know the growing tree, Kevin and I met with the staff there, because there was concerns with parking and that.
Right.
And I had Isaiah put some posts in at their parking spots, and they had signs already, so we put the signs on their posts, so they've got dedicated parking. I've talked to the contractor about making sure that when the splash pad opens, that none of his subcontractors are parking there. So we'll do that, and I'll make sure all of our city vehicles are out of there and parked up at the top by the gymnasium. At least that's our plan, but we're trying to get there, and it's just kind of, I mean, they ordered a tank, 3 months ago?
Yeah.
And the company that does, of course, there's not that many companies that can do this type of work, so they they probably got a back order, whatever they're doing
Right.
with it.
I understand
The
all
job,
that.
but, well, at least we can call them and say, hey,
But they say they told them that they'd get it done before Memorial Day. is
they
what
did tell
said.
them that,
So, I
that
mean,
they would have that tank in place before Memorial Day.
But what that means, I have no idea. I mean, that could be the day before, and then, you know, we're not gonna open on Memorial Day.
Right.
So, I mean, that's just the way it
But we
is.
can call them, I think it's a good idea, we can call them and make sure that they know that we're,
I mean, I'm not
We're
trying,
really
trying to
concerned.
micromanage the project, but it's been 3 months, right? At least.
I mean, I don't even know how many months it's been, but, yeah. But it's at least been a couple.
I don't know.
But, yeah, I agree. I mean, I had the same thought that,
Yeah.
you know, if I don't hear anything this week, I've got their numbers, so I can call them.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Is there anything that can be done to the top of the tank to repair it? I mean, what is it made
I
out
mean,
of?
there is, you can repair it.
Is it
but,
fiberglass or is it, what
yeah,
is it?
exactly, yeah, it's fiberglass material.
You
Because
probably
fiberglass
could,
is an easy repair compared to a lot of other things.
yeah.
I mean, could we make, if
The issue
they don't
is
get the tank in, can we make them do a patch on it until the new tank comes in? Since they're the ones that broke it?
Splash pad down again.
When it breaks, or you mean to
replace
switch it
the
out,
tank.
yeah.
And the thing is, I mean, it's just the tank needs to be replaced, even if it's not the crack. It was never installed right at the beginning. I mean, it's settling. I mean, like after the very first year, we had to put a post in it to keep the ceiling up and stuff. And it's just time to replace it. Unfortunately, it just is, it could put us behind, you know, opening by Memorial Day. As much as we've pushed to try to get it done, it's just, I mean, we're kind of at the whims of these companies that, you know, I don't really know what else to say. I mean, it's not like we don't want it to open.
Oh, I know that, I just, a little bit of push
Yep.
from us might be beneficial.
Yeah, I mean, and another reason I thought about calling him is, I mean, who knows how much he's pushed to.
That's what I mean, how do we know for real that he's called that many times and that he hasn't heard back from them, like,
Right.
whenever I get that excuse from someone,
makes
it
me
means
doubt
they
it.
really didn't call anybody, yeah.
But it would be very frustrating if that wasn't the case, because I don't know how many times we've stressed to them over and over again, like how important this is. So, I mean, you know.
At least a
Right,
year.
but they're still getting paid the same amount we agreed to from the very beginning, so they don't care.
Yep.
Won't even know what they're doing.
At the end of the day, I mean, they're getting paid still, so.
Yes, they're getting paid.
Anyway, that's my 2 cents. I'll shut up.
We're doing all we can. So there's been a little bit more since I took this picture, but that's kind of where it's at now, so.
It's a bigger building than I thought.
Yeah, go back, it looks like they formed up the sidewalk since Wednesday, they must have done that, yeah, I've been out of the office most of the day.
Yeah, there's like.
They've done some work there, the door frames are supposed to be put in here. The inside, all the electrical work's done, there's heating and air in there too.
Is the big door like gonna be a roll door, or is it a double door?
No, it's a double door.
Which will open right out into the splash pad. They gotta get fencing put up yet.
We already, like we had some, like there's fiberglass hoods and stuff that were covering all the pumps and everything, we've already taken that stuff off. I mean, I think we've pretty much done a lot of what we can do on our end to make sure we're ready. It's just kind of waiting on these other parts to come in, and then for the tank, and then, you know, we'll do everything we can. But I do want to say that, like, I know we want to get this as soon as possible, but like, we have to make sure that I mean, there's things on our end that we just have to check off to make sure it's working. So, I mean, if it means it's a few days over, I mean, we're just trying to make sure that it
I
operates
understand that.
for the
Yeah,
full
let's-
season, you know.
Let's get it right so we don't have to.
No, I understand that part of it.
Because,
just
I mean,
don't
the
wanna
very
be waiting on
first
the
year we
tank
opened
until
it,
in the
Oh my
summer.
it ended up shutting down 2 hours after we opened it.
Right.
It's just, you know, we weren't ready, you know, and so.
My thing is, I just don't want us waiting on the tank for 3 more months.
Oh,
Oh, I agree with that,
That- yeah.
we're gonna be on them more than that, they'll be
Yeah.
done before that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm gonna back up and, I think that's all. I don't know if you've got anything you wanted to mention.
It does. We were approached by a USTA representative about bringing a Rally Cat program to our tennis courts in the past month or so. The talk has firmed up. They are interested, so it looks like we'll be moving forward with a affiliate contract or non-exclusive use contract for the tennis courts for them to run. a youth tennis program, our Rally Cats program, every quarter or so.
How does that affect your pickleballers?
Well, they don't play on there anyway, right?
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Rally Cats she projects only using about 2 courts. It's one instructor, a couple hours once a week. So it shouldn't conflict too much with any of our regular use as of right now.
It's good to see them, people interested in using them more though, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, so is the affiliate contract gonna be something like you do for soccer and baseball? Like
Yeah,
it's
they
a
do.
per player fee and an insurance fee, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
I think they had a little bit of a problem with that at first, but I think they worked that out, so. It was more just them, I guess, trying to keep up with
Residency status.
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and, they'll have to be insured on their own.
I don't know if Steven, you had any thoughts?
I was just gonna talk about the 2 pavilions that we painted. We kinda did a whole revamp on them. I mean, we painted the roofs, we painted all the metal, put new trim boards, painted posts. And I just thought it turned out really good. I don't know if you've seen
It
the
looks
pictures.
really good. I've
Yeah.
driven past, they're nice.
Plus, I think that was one of the things in the master plan, that we were kinda low on some of the pavilions, so. And I always like to do stuff that, as soon as you get done, it makes an impact, as people
Right.
see it, right,
Yes, sir.
I thought they turned out really nice.
Yeah, I agree.
And then, of course, we talked a little before the meeting, but we got the pickleball court painted, so.
Yeah.
Whenever y'all wanna meet over there, just let me know, and we'll play.
We'll have games.
All right, so we have a motion to approve reports,
Motion?
a second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
We'll just start with
Carlos.
Carlos is second. Moving on to action items, monthly reports.
You guys have that. I just want to mention that, I was quickly looking at the April ones because I just got numbers for that, and there's not too much difference in it other than, I think our adult sports, it went up quite a bit because I guess we counted like men's basketball this month, so that's now, I think, ahead of where we were this time last year, so that's good to see. And so other than that, everything's pretty consistent with the March ones. Didn't know if y'all had any questions or comments on it. I mean, a lot of the stuff is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, our pavilion usage obviously is down because of the splash pad. I don't know the ball field rentals seem way down.
I was gonna ask
I don't know.
that.
I mean, that's
I
really
think
just.
the open league.
That's
that
true,
the
yeah.
Spring league is running an open league, so now they're being adopted into their field practice schedule.
Ah.
Yeah, so there's probably less travel teams needing fields, I guess. That would make sense. So, which I guess is a good thing. I mean, that they're keeping more kids in White House, instead of them going somewhere else and keeping it here, so. Facility usage continues to be up. I think that's mainly because the community room gets used so much. And, so that was a really nice facility to add to us. The museum is doing well. Youth programming, it's slightly down because I think I've mentioned it before, I think we just had a record number in basketball the previous year. I think maybe because one city didn't have basketball or something, and so we've settled into what's more normal. And like I mentioned, adult programming now after April is ahead of where it was last year. So everything else is keep offering more programs. Senior numbers are always crazy, except for the first time visitor stuff. I guess that has more to do with opening up a new building, and that I guess we've seen a little bit less of that, but there's still new people coming in, and the senior mills are not dropping off anytime soon, so that's good. And then revenues pretty much just correlate with, you know, the usage and stuff. The only thing I mentioned was, affiliate league stuff. We did get in some money from baseball already. I think we're waiting on soccer, which I've already told them about that, so should get that in before the end of the budget year, so that should equalize a little bit better, but,
And that will go down to the next year because of not being able to have a season.
well, yeah, I guess this, what we haven't received so far is for the fall.
Fall, yeah.
So, yeah, we won't get anything for the spring. And then, yeah, I mean, I guess we can discuss the whole thing with not having a league, yeah, for sure.
Soccer's not gonna have a league in the spring?
No, because the parking lot.
They've had some select stuff, but
Yeah.
not any rec. And then I just, on the cemetery stuff, I know this isn't really anybody's favorite thing, but, it's pretty, not a whole lot, I mean,
You dead?
yeah. Not a whole lot going on there.
She went right for it.
You just
Pretty
laid it
obvious.
out there.
Dug in the hair.
But it's pretty consistent with last year, and selling lots, and had more interments this first quarter than we did last first quarter, but then the first quarter of 2022, we had more than that, so. But still doing the same amount of foundations pretty much, and columbarium niches, we're selling those like we normally do, so, really not too much, to report there. I will say that I'm getting ready to have a lady from the chamber go and take pictures of all the headstones and try to put those on the software and stuff. So that'll be nice.
That's Shelby.
to have that. I'm sorry?
Shelby gonna do
Yes.
that?
Yes. So, that's where we're at with the reports. Any questions or anything?
I think I want to bring up something about the cemetery that Morgan had chatted with Dr. Hobbs and about whether or not we had city ownership of a cemetery that was in Indian Ridge subdivision. And to start checking into a little bit more, and what the planning department, when weeds were high, they had the HOA be responsible for it. Other cemeteries in some of the other areas where we have HOAs, they take care of them. This particular one, we could find nothing that would indicate that the city ever took any type of ownership of it. Not even nothing in minutes, nothing, no ordinances, no resolutions. So we're still, I've got our city attorney's office doing a title search to see if they can find anything on it, which led me to Hillcrest Cemetery. So I've had a few other things that sometimes things were done differently years ago, where you know you didn't always follow through with the proper procedures to get things done and names, you know. But Hillcrest, we do know there was a resolution with the intent for Dr. Hobbs and the city attorney at the time, David Emineff, to proceed with transferring the cemetery Hillcrest to the city of White House. We don't have any deed on that, so we're checking that one too. So
On Hillcrest, we don't have the deed for it?
we're checking that out. We don't have anything in Sherwood. We can't find anything. So that is very interesting. We spent a lot of money on that cemetery. So I'll have more information probably over the next week or two as they start on trying to find more information. But we're searching everything. Yeah.
So what came, since you guys don't know what brought it about, is Dr. Hobbs emailed me saying that there is this little cemetery at Indian Ridge that we were supposed to be taking care of, and it was in disarray, all this. So I talked to Kevin about it. They got together trying to figure out who was supposed to take care of it and everything. So that's what brought that about.
Where's it located?
Yeah.
It's really
It's a
hard to
never heard
find.
of.
It's on
Mohawk?
Mohawk
Mohawk Court.
Mohawk Circle?
Yeah, court.
Court, yeah. And if you look between two houses, there's a blacktop road that goes up the hill, and it's up there, and there's,
But
a
the pool,
Confederate,
the street
Right
past
before
that,
you get,
or before it,
You're
whichever way
right
you're
before,
going.
yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
there's a Confederate general or something that's buried there. It
It's
was
about
a
the half the
historical
size
mark.
of this room.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not very big.
at all.
No,
I think-
you know, we have those type of round, we did in Concord Springs when we platted that one, and it's just open space for the HOA to take care of, because there's a small one back there, and I can't even see any tombstones with that one, I'm not actually walking, but that's just, but I looked at the plat, I don't see anything that indicates that it was given to the city as right of way or responsibility. Stephen did tell me that the park did take care of it for a while, and then when he left, I think it just must have just dropped off the radar, and then so the HOA has been taking care of it. We know that we know that somebody's been taking care of it since you
Yeah,
left.
somebody definitely has done something.
Yeah, and that's where CJ said it was the HOA because he told them they had to do it. So anyways, we'll get to the bottom of it. It's an
So,
interesting
did we look at a
investigation.
survey, or is that what Valerie's folks are doing?
She's researching the titles and deeds and stuff to see what's been going on. I told her I don't think we need to go past 50 years on it because it all happened in, this particular, Hillcrest was in the last year, Dr. Hobbs' time as mayor, 2002. There was I read through all those minutes in 2002. There was a lot of things that took place in 2002. But we can't find anything on this Bernie. Yeah.
I didn't even know that was
Nothing.
a-
So, and I, you check,
You wouldn't-
you look
you
at
wouldn't
Tennessee.
know unless you
I
went,
grew
like,
up
up
like
that.
before Indian Ridge was even.
Oh, really?
Right
Yeah.
there, and I cannot.
Huh.
And if you're familiar with the Tennessee Property View, or some of you are, if you use it, you can find information, and that's one of our first places to check, and it just says Marty Cemetery, that's the
Yeah.
owner, it's all it says. It says,
Doesn't-
same
doesn't
thing with
give any
Hillcrest, I look at
information.
Hillcrest, it says the same thing, Hillcrest Cemetery, owner, is the owner of it, so it doesn't say that, because it belonged to the Palmer family, the gentleman lives next door, that's his family's, what was their cemetery, and they wanted to give it to us, so, anyways, we gotta get that sorted out, and so.
I will say that your guys did a great job of like hopping on it and getting it cleaned up, cause it was a hot mess. It was,
When you looked at it, it was?
yeah, the fence was down, but then I went back and they did a great job,
Good.
like, of cleaning it up, so,
For sure.
yeah.
Yeah, good.
Almost like this piece of land, right, when the school system still owned it, and you had to swap it out to do the whole.
I know.
Like, oh my
Yeah,
God.
I got another one, it's a road, a private road that we're dealing with, that we're in a lawsuit with, so I can't go into details of that, but that's another one where, I don't know, just the way we did it, it was different than, we said we're gonna take it, it's ours. Well, there's procedures you have to go through, and you have to offer, people money to take their property. That type of thing, anyway, that type of thing, but we'll get to the bottom of it sooner or later. But I do appreciate him bringing that to your
Yeah,
attention, though.
cause I mean, we would have never
I don't even know.
known to look into it.
Still don't know where it is. Still don't know where it is.
I know about where it is, but.
I mean, he told me where it was, and I got to that, and I was like, no, surely not. Yep, it was up there.
How
You
many
can barely
years-
see the top of the big monument.
How did
that's
you
up.
know it was in this area? He just drove by and decided he was gonna.
Yeah, he does things like that.
I know he does.
Yep.
I know.
So,
Well, that's crazy. I just never knew it was there.
All right, that's all I've got on reports. That's it.
how far back is the grave?
Yeah.
It's,
Like right behind the house?
yeah, there's a house here. Okay, here's the circle. There's a house here, and there's a house here, so this backyard backs up to the grave, and it's on like the side
You
of
can
this
see
yard.
one of the big monuments from the road. If you know what you're looking for, you can see one of the
Like the
monuments.
top of it.
Have to go by there in the daytime and just look.
Is there only one person buried there?
No, there's like
more than that.
10,
There's
12.
several, are just old and broke.
How old are the markers? Do you know
I
what
think
the
he said
date
one of
was?
them was like 1834 or something.
Yeah, they're real old.
Yes, it says like, killed in Fort Donaldson or something
Yeah.
like that.
Oh, wow.
Only the one guy is the reason why it's historical.
Yeah.
Where the
tall
monument
one,
is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go look, I love
But the
that.
rest of the
kind of stuff.
gravestones are like broken and,
Yeah.
I mean, they're thin rock, I mean,
Well, yeah,
yeah. So.
sorry,
Yeah.
I gotta look at it
Yeah.
now. I like historical stuff like that, so that was, Father fan never knew it was there.
I guess Susan probably needs to know about it too.
Yeah,
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 it's
sure,
really
yeah.
Museum, yeah.
Wow.
Moving on to old business.
Did you know?
I did not. I'll drop by.
Yeah, I wanna do too. Like, I lived here almost my whole life, I have no idea. That makes me feel not very smart.
It's probably always been hidden.
That's what cause it would've been on farmland before, cause none of that was
Probably not
there.
taken care of. and
Yeah.
You can't see it.
No, yeah.
All
Yeah, I'll
right.
try to look at it.
Old business rec center updates.
Yeah, I can let Jerry, we did a walkthrough of it and
Yep, we,
pretty impressive.
we did a walkthrough, Wednesday yesterday morning, and it's looking pretty good. They've got most of the concrete floors and stuff in there, but the main gym floor, they're still not, haven't it done yet. They're still trying to dry out the dirt that's in there, plus they're building the block wall. Oh, you got pictures of it?
Yeah.
And they're building a block wall around the interior of it. So it's not drywall, obviously, it'd be all block wall. It's pretty big. You walk around that track area, it's pretty large track, I think.
Is the track area what's already built up, or is that gonna be down?
Yeah,
Around it, right? Yeah, okay.
It's up on that second floor, built
Yeah,
around there,
okay.
and, some of this, the half gym, when I seen it last month, it looked kinda small, but you walk in it today, yesterday, it was pretty large. So I think we're gonna be able to I was thinking we might be able to do our Memorial Day service in there and stuff. Be able to walk out to the flagpoles from there, but, they're on schedule to be done this winter, and, as anything else, the game room area is phenomenally larger than I thought it was gonna be. It's in a basement where there's no windows, it's really cool. I think Kevin's got some ideas for it, I'm pretty impressed.
Just moving on to I know we've talked about fees and stuff. I'm sure you guys saw where I made a lot of adjustments. I do want to mention that I think I may have mentioned it already, but we don't plan on actually charging anybody until next July. So not this one, obviously, but the next. We'd like to kind of get in there and fill it out and let people use it and stuff. And then kind of advertise to people like, here's the fees that are coming if we're going to have them, so.
Hire staff, we gotta
Yeah.
figure out staffing needs and stuff.
So the rec center fees,
Mhm.
the $75 a month is, even on the comment says, it's above well above other
So
municipalities.
which one?
The $75 a month for the household resident membership
Well,
fee?
we did decrease that one.
Okay.
So the new fees we have, I've got them pulled up here, we went down to $55 a month. And then we made it even significantly less if you wanted to do it by year. Cause what we kind of looked at is, $500 or less is probably the common theme. So we just went to $495 just so we're not showing that it's $500 a month. That might scare some people off, so. So the only thing with the yearly thing is we'd like for that to be paid up front, so we don't have to kind of
Well, yeah, that's usually how it works.
Yeah. So.
Any kind of place like that, you're gonna have to pay that fee.
So, and I also added in, I've highlighted all the things that I added. So we plan on trying to do our own fitness classes or aerobics classes and stuff, hiring instructors, and we'd like to include that in the fee. So I feel like that makes it even more worth, having a fee. And then I added down here, just if you just wanted to do aerobics classes and stuff, it'd be the same fee as all the other stuff, the $5 a day or the $15 a month or 10 visits for $45. So.
On that, I would think that if they just wanna take a class, maybe more than $5, just because, there's a teacher involved,
Yeah, we would definitely be losing money.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're gonna be losing money.
Yeah,
doing
but I
all
don't think
stuff.
that the intention was for this to be a
money
Money
making.
making.
Well, yeah, we're not
for
gonna
us
make
to
money
do.
either.
Yeah, that's
way.
what I, but, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna lose money just, either way, because, I mean, I think, just looking into like utilities and stuff.
Right.
Like, I think
And
Derek was
staff,
saying this
yeah.
building here is what, $6,000 to $8,000 a month just for electric? I mean,
Right.
it's just, you think about what that's gonna be,
Yeah.
that's
It's
3
gonna be
times
up
the
in more
size.
hours,
Yeah.
more, yeah,
So, I mean, it's just, yeah, we're probably gonna lose plenty of money, but it's just,
yeah.
it's recouping some, so.
No, I understand that. So we don't have a copy of this.
Did I not send this one out?
Not the revised one, no.
Okay, sorry.
Is that the only thing that changed, is the 55?
Yeah, well, the yearly fee for the single resident, I made that $250 a year.
So the
So
300.
basically you get 2 months for free if you do that. Same, I think we did that before when it was, well, no, we didn't. I think we had it as maybe 300 or something.
Yeah, it says, well, if you did 25 times 12, that's 300.
Okay. And then just, I think I went to 150 for the seniors, which is the same concept, just giving like 2 months free if you do it for a year. And then just down at the proposed rental fees, I didn't change any of that because it seemed like that was pretty consistent, and we did do a lot of research on that to try to get, in line. The only thing that we did different here is we mentioned that the game room, we'd like for it to not be able to be rented on its own. We'd like for people to rent a multi-purpose room, if they're gonna use the game room, if they wanna rent it for an additional $15 an hour. I think our concept with that was just, we don't want like food and drink in there and all that kind of stuff, so we'd rather, them keep that kind of stuff separate, and they wanna rent that out in conjunction with it, that's fine, and here's what the fee would be. I don't feel like $15 an hour is too much for having access to everything you're gonna have access to in the game room, so.
So they can do that for like birthday parties and stuff
Right.
if they want to.
But we would have a staff member in that room.
We'd have staff members there. I don't know if they'd be staff in that room full-time while they're there, but we
Or
definitely
have-
have like 3 or
or-
4 people in the building, so, yeah.
What's gonna be in that room?
Well, that room is separate from the gaming room, so the gaming
Oh.
room
Oh, okay.
will have
That's-
all the
okay.
very
That's,
specific
when you
stuff.
say game room, I'm
Yeah.
thinking of the
Yeah.
gaming room, okay.
So the game
I was
room,
worried.
it will have some video games and stuff in that room, but not anything to the level that's gonna be in the gaming room, so.
Okay. I was concerned about little kids with sticky fingers.
Right, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We'll try to keep that separate for sure. Yeah, I don't even have
And no parents.
Yeah, we don't even have a rental fee for the esports, room. I don't even know if that's something that somebody would really want to rent. I don't know.
I could see,
Yeah.
It could, but.
I could see like a teenager having a birthday party
Yeah.
in the e-room or whatever we're calling it, but, I mean,
I just wanna kinda see how that goes first. I'm just.
no, I get that, I do think it's something we might consider looking at,
Oh,
what
yeah.
the fee would be and
Yeah.
how it would be just that room probably that you rent, and you would probably have to have a staff member there.
Oh, yeah, probably, yeah.
And no food or drink allowed
Yeah.
in
Definitely
there,
not, yeah.
yeah, like it,
Yep. I've got plans for it. It's just
no, I understand.
still formulating.
Right, so kind of, you're right, like on the, if we use this, for the meeting room, we have the small one, and we have the large one, which can be split into 2.
Mhm.
So if somebody wanted to have like I said, a birthday party for their teenager, whatever, and they're into gaming, could they rent the room, and then you're saying then they would have access, you would give them access to the gaming area?
No, not the gaming. This would just be for the game room, like it's got the arcades and the board games and they'll have video games and stuff
That's
in
next,
there.
I mean, so they could go in there and use that stuff. Now,
Right.
I know what you're saying now, you're splitting the game room into,
Separate.
into a sanctioned room, which specifically for the high-quality gaming stuff, and then
Because those are gonna be.
you're gonna have access to
Right.
that, they'll probably have access to the half-court basketball gym, I would think, maybe, if they wanted.
Well, that's a separate fee, but yes, I mean, they.
You might want to create like a package.
Party package.
You know, like a party package,
Because I guarantee you that's gonna be a hot commodity for
Oh,
parties.
Oh, yeah.
I can tell you, like, my boys, like, there was nothing like that around to be able to do. I would have rented that room.
Oh, yeah.
If I was able to. They wouldn't have
That's
been
good enough.
allowed to hurt anything, but, I mean, they would have had 3 or 4 friends, like, we would have rented the room, we would have done cake in a separate room, you know what I mean, pizza in a separate room. Like, it would have been, yeah.
Well, that's my hope. I mean,
Yeah. But that's what your like coordinator or whatever you're gonna hire, that would be something they could come up with packages and plans and, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just wanting to get this stuff out there to have something in place, you know, when we
Right.
go in, but yeah, I mean,
Well, and anything can be amended, you know what I
Oh,
mean?
it's gonna evolve, and
Right.
this is gonna be all new to us, so
Right.
we're gonna be making changes as we go.
so, I mean, I can keep bringing this up periodically when we get, especially when we get a little closer, and just make sure, because obviously it'll have to go to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen to pass all these fees and stuff, but I just kind of wanted to put it out there on the radar that I have made changes to it, so.
Now, the only thing that, do you address in here employee rate or anything like that?
Well, that was something I wanted to discuss. You know, I'll leave that up to you guys, because I don't want to imply any bias, so, and plus I'm not a city resident either, so I don't know if you would charge employees that are not city residents a different rate, or not let them come for free.
I
or-
honestly think that to me, it would be a perk,
Yeah.
like a benefit. So it might be a question that you pose to Amanda.
Yep, I've considered that, but, you know.
Just because if I was gonna work for the city and I would get to go to the gym on my lunch break or
We do have ladies that
after
like to go
hours
walk,
or get to go to one of the classes, oh, well, that's really cool. I get to do that for free.
Yep.
Like,
I know there's some companies that the insurance rates go down because of that.
yeah,
but-
my work does. We have a membership with the Y. I can go to any Y, and then I get actual.
But you get a discount for it.
I get a discount.
Yeah, because we do the same thing in our corporate
But I don't
and
pay,
regional offices.
my work pays for the membership to the Y for me, and then I get a discount on my insurance.
Because the Y is expensive. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, we were researching
Yeah, but-
them, trying to
Yeah, the
compare
Y
it.
is
It's like,
Crazy,
big.
yeah.
Yeah, we have like a corporate contract with them.
wow.
Yep. And I record it on my watch, and then I turn in my time, and then I get money back on my check.
Wow.
Nice.
Right?
Right. Yeah, similar. We call it our Healthy Points program, and
Yeah.
it discounts you for the following year for your
Yeah.
medical coverage. and everything else.
Every quarter we have
Oh,
yeah, every quarter we have a lady that comes in and measures our body fat and our
What?
weight and all that, and you get a prize at the end of the year if you're the winner.
What?
Yep. Last year it was like $300.
We used to do a weight thing, didn't we?
We did at one time,
Yeah.
we tried that, yeah.
This
Biggest
isn't
loser.
just based on weight
Yeah,
though.
the Biggest Loser program.
It's also based on like water intake and your
Wow.
actual body fat
All
percentage.
science to it, huh?
Yeah, it's cool. It's pretty cool. But anyway, I would think that maybe having a conversation with Amanda about would it be a perk for that, to add as a part of the benefit package? Because to me,
Well, I mean, I guess you guys could make a recommendation.
right.
I mean, that would be,
But it would ask her what her thoughts are. I think it's fair to ask her that, and then we can revisit this at the next meeting, I
Okay.
think. That's just my opinion. You all are welcome to chime in, but
No, I definitely think that'd be a good perk for employees. I think they should have access to that.
they're right here, and who better to promote it?
Yeah.
now would you, just because I have on here family, so would that extend to your immediate family or household, I guess you would say, or should it only apply to the employee?
Personally, I wouldn't have a problem with it extending to the family. I mean,
But it would need to be, like, it would need to be defined what family is.
yeah,
Right.
just like you have.
You're
The
right,
household,
like
Yeah.
proof of residency
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff,
Mhm.
yeah.
And we're not gonna require proof of residency for them, because not all city employees live in the
Well,
city of
that's
White
true,
House.
yeah.
So.
I guess it'd just be proof of employment that you're
Right.
related to that person.
Right,
I don't know how you
and it might be
word
some
that,
kind
but-
of city ID that we issue specifically
Yeah.
for, and a family ID specifically for the rec center.
Yeah.
It may be a definite question for HR, because based
Right.
upon your benefit package now, what's offered to the individual employee versus the individual in the family.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and see if it's feasible and doable from the package standpoint.
Yeah.
Well, what about non-resident fees? And I'm just talking about for rentals, for membership fees, all that kind of stuff. What do you guys think about that? I don't think there's a standard on what we have to do. Like, I know a lot of times in the past we've just like doubled everything, but that doesn't
Right.
have to be the case. I think she actually gave examples on that one sheet about, I think she said something about the non-resident, yeah. Annual monthly fees.
Annual monthly fees,
Non-resident
not
fees
daily
range
fees.
between $40 to $70 higher than the resident annual/monthly fee. But I would think that would be more like annual
Well,
fees.
you gotta figure how often is a non-resident gonna use the facility in Bean White House to do it?
Well, I mean, you got
Cotton
Cross
Town.
Plains, Cotton Town.
Yeah.
I don't think people are gonna come from Portland to do it, but I do think, you know, your cusp of people that
That are on the edge of
that are on
town.
the edge of town.
There's also nothing else like this around here either.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
and I mean, we do have a lot of homes or residents that border right around the city,
Yeah.
what is considered city limits.
I mean, I definitely think if their tax money isn't coming to us, they
Right.
should be charged quite a bit more, because that's only fair.
So like, your affiliate contracts for like soccer or baseball, the difference between a city and non-city fee is what?
It's $12, I think, for non-resident.
That's
But they have to pay the $5
$5
fee plus $12.
Plus the 12, so 17, so about $20 per person.
So doing like the household resident membership fee, doing the $75 a month instead of the $55 a month for non-residents.
I would agree with that.
For the family.
For the household, yeah.
And then do for the single, what do you wanna do?
45 or 50, 45.
Do $20 or more for a family of four, arguably, that's, you know, the average family size.
Mhm.
That's $5 a person more, so
Mhm.
$5, $10 more a month. On a single one, maybe 35, with no discount for the year.
They'll do a yearly thing.
Yeah.
And if it's a senior, I don't care if they're in the city or not.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, 'cause I think, you know, Ruby's gonna come walk with Pearl,
Yeah.
and they might have farms and neighbor, you know what I mean? I don't think.
Well, and what's that silver sneaker?
Silver sneakers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that something that?
Yeah, we're gonna have to look into that, because I had heard about that, I like it.
It's
We-
AARP, I think, so
We do silver sneakers we have walkers that come to the mall and we go and do silver sneakers with the walkers that come to the mall.
It's usually with
with
the
my work.
Medicare thing.
But it's like-
Silver sneakers.
But they can walk for free, or what is it exactly? I can't remember.
I mean,
My
I know.
mother-in-law's told me about it, but I can't remember. She does it at the Gallatin Civic Center.
Yeah.
She goes real early there, but
Maybe ask Allison Civic Center what it
yeah,
consists
what they
of.
do on that.
Yeah, be worth checking into.
So what did we say on single? You think 35 or 40 or what?
What did we say?
Jim suggested
35.
35.
maybe 35. Yeah, but no discount back,
Yeah,
not
no
stop at the
discount.
10 months, you just
I like it, though.
35 monthly period.
Could we look at a military rate?
We're gonna have a discount page everywhere.
Yeah.
Military, first responders, EMS, they get grouped together, right, quite often.
Mhm.
Jerry had said that in Franklin they had some kind of military discount, didn't he?
Yeah, veterans discount,
Like $10?
free.
Like free?
Maybe we do the senior rate the same, or is that too much or not enough? This is hard.
I have.
We can still think about it.
Do
It's
they
not
have
like-
to be active or are they veteran?
I'm not, don't ask me.
I mean, well, I'm asking. I mean, where do we draw the line?
Yeah.
Are we still able to ask the folks who made our master plan to ask that question?
I mean, we can do research on our
It's
own.
gonna evolve, I think, you know, you get some standard structure
Yeah.
going, and then you'll add to it as people come to you about, hey, what about this, what about that? You have to decide what you want.
Yeah, I guess especially if we're having trouble with people signing up and stuff, you know, I could see changing things.
Yeah.
But-
Or we could always do like a Memorial Day special where
Or,
if you're a veteran
or, you know,
and
a
you can
grand
come in.
opening special and.
Yeah.
Right now, you don't have
Offer any
anything,
discount
right
for
now,
the
you don't
year?
give no discount for veterans, for any of the programs and stuff, right? So I think it's something you can possibly add later. Think about it, yeah, I mean,
I would
Put a
say.
question mark, I'll
see,
put it as old business on the next
then you
meeting.
have
Yeah.
to verify that the, you know, the person was military, that they were
Right,
a veteran.
that's
you
what
have
I'm
to
saying, how do
You have to bring
you,
in a DD 214.
Right.
To establish that it was.
that's a veteran,
Honorable
and if they're
discharge,
active,
and
they
you
would
got
have a.
General
Most of them have
discharge,
ID.
medical
Yeah.
discharge.
Yeah.
know,
You
they-
do active duty.
And what about those
Because
veterans
they're
who
probably
lost their
very
DD 214 in the St. Louis fire? No.
Yeah, I know.
It's serious, that's true,
Or
so.
some of them didn't get a DD-14 because what they're doing is classified and confidential, so they never issue the DD-14, they won't give it
But
up.
it can
That's
really
a- that's a
challenging,
fact.
so I don't know.
Let's stick with active duty.
Yeah.
They'll have an ID.
Yeah, they would, if they're
Yeah.
active duty military, I agree with that. They would have an ID with them.
Well, and if they're active duty, more than likely, they're gonna be deployed or not here for very long, so, or they're on leave.
Yeah.
Would that include,
Reserve duty.
yeah,
Mhm.
National Guard, you mean?
yeah,
Cause they're active duty reservists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so.
Do we offer any discounts on anything now if you're military?
No,
so maybe we should.
that's why I said you might wanna just start out without,
Yeah.
and then see how it's.
Yeah, I mean, if we get complaints like, oh, active duty.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a kid in the Navy, so I can say that, right?
So then we'll just scrap all of this. I'll cross it out and I won't even bring it up.
Because we definitely have active duty personnel in here that are at Fort Campbell that live in White House.
Yeah.
We absolutely do.
Yeah, we do, and we have people that come home on leave, you know,
Right.
they be home for 20
Like my
days.
kid comes home on leave
Yeah,
and
you
is
could
here
go over
for
here and work
3
out.
weeks.
Yeah, you gotta rush
Yeah.
back down,
I'll just put
Yes,
better
no, yes, no,
discount,
yes, no.
old business.
Question mark.
Just put a question mark next to it.
Just, and I think we stick it to active duty, and whether it's reserve or not reserve, they gotta be active duty. But I think you have to check that online now if they're active duty. Yeah, you can check it online, but they would have a piece of paper that says they're active.
That's right. They would.
Yeah, because they have to have it
They have
for.
orders. They-
Yeah. Well, and if they have a home, they have to supply it if they're gonna be deployed and they are, yeah. Or if they have a car loan, like there's, yeah, lots of things.
Deferred interest.
Yes,
limits,
yes.
The whole 9 yards.
Yes. So they have to have a piece of paper that says that. I don't know what it's called, but I can find out.
Are we doing non-resident differentiation on this? Not remember what we talked about.
Which
on
one?
The
daily fees.
the daily fees and stuff.
The-
You know, I don't, in my opinion, I don't think it's just because it's, I don't know. I think it's already probably what would you call it? It's probably not something that's going to be very common.
The daily.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think it's already kind of like a hindrance for people that want to do something like that. But I mean, if you guys want to up those fees too for non-residents, we can.
I may as well, because it may
Just double
yeah, it
That'd
may
make it easier.
make them more likely to get a membership
Yep.
instead of just pay $10 $10 for 1 day when you can pay $35 for a month.
Yep.
Or whatever we decided.
I'll just put double.
So does that also mean that you're gonna charge different hourly rates for the spaces for non-residents?
Well, that, I was about to get into that too. I mean, I don't know, that's up to you guys. I mean, we don't have to double it, but that's what we've done with all of our other facilities, is it's just been
And I
double.
say that's what you do here.
Yeah.
Yep, and keep it consistent.
And honestly, I don't think that that's asking too much if you're not a resident, in my opinion.
Honestly, if you were to go to any place and rent a facility,
Yeah.
you're gonna pay at least way more than this.
Yeah.
Easy enough.
Okay, easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Just on the department fees, hopefully I sent that out.
Yeah, that was in there.
I didn't really see anything in here, that was overly concerning to me, but I mean, I can go through all these and explain why. I mean, of course, the open space thing says above average. We just put that in place, what, a year or two ago?
Yeah, that's.
And nobody's ever said anything to us, so I mean, I guess if we ever got where it was a consistent thing that people were concerned with, then I mean, I guess we could look at changing it, but
I
we
think-
really base this more off of kinda like Hendersonville, what they do on their fees and stuff, so.
How often do we get somebody renting open space?
We had that one lady that wanted to do the homeschool, so we did all this work to try to make an open space fee, and then she didn't even do anything.
Yeah. And then she was like,
No.
screw it, I'm going home.
No, she never, got with us any time after that, I guess, so. I guess she just wanted to be able to use it for free.
I was curious to say, because I'm pretty sure I know she offered classes, but I don't know where they went.
They weren't in our park, I don't think, but I don't know.
They went to the HOA park.
Yeah.
Just kidding. What's the HOA park? It's that.
The little one.
Northwood.
Northwood.
Why you call it HOA?
Cause I think it should be a HOA park.
But yeah, all of our pavilions are comparable except for the splash pad pavilion, so I can charge more on that, but I don't think people would like that with it already been closed for a year.
Well, I was looking at that too, but I think we get it up and running, and
Yeah.
then we can look at that next year.
Yeah.
Cause all these spaces can be re-looked at anytime we wanna look at them,
Yeah.
so.
Well, I know y'all said y'all wanted to look at the
No,
different
yeah.
fees, so that's why I brought it up. And then
Well, maybe we have a set schedule that we just, every 6 months, we revisit fees.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, I
to
like
be,
that.
just to keep up with what's going on.
Yeah, the community room, it's below average, I guess, on the refundable deposit, which I don't, I think we do enough with the stage and the audio visual stuff, with it being above average, that I think it balances out enough, in my opinion.
Have you ever had to charge anybody for damages?
No, I don't think so.
And why change it now?
Yep. Then the gym, obviously, that's gonna change once the rec center comes on, so that's gonna double for the big gym, so I don't see any reason to address anything there.
Yeah, I think some of these, like, once we get into the rec center and things like that, maybe some of these change.
Oh, yeah.
But right now, I think, I'm of the opinion we just leave them alone.
Yeah. Now, the only thing that's not on here is like tournament fees and
Right.
stuff. But we try to research that ourselves anytime it comes up, and, well, we just upped the baseball one to $100 a field per day, for those tournaments, instead of 75. So, soccer's been consistent.
And do we charge separate if they want lights in the night, at night for the tournament?
So that, no, not for tournaments. The tournaments is just
$100 per field
per day.
per day.
Mhm. Yeah, now, like a travel team wants to rent the field, that's where the lights.
The lights differential.
It's $15 for an hour and a half, or $25 for an hour and a half with lights, so that's.
That's too cheap.
It probably is.
Cheap electricity.
Yeah, we should probably leave it.
But I guess we're making less money off of it this year, so.
Yeah.
I guess less people are doing it, but I guess because we've got the open
Well,
league.
I think some of that also has to do with a couple of the travel teams are not in the city, or not here anymore, and are not using they've got their own facilities
That
with their
could
own
be.
deals. I mean, yeah.
More power to them.
I wanna know that. Parents will pay for anything.
Oh, yeah.
You let them.
On that 4% chance they'll get a college scholarship.
Yeah.
Or maybe they can,
Yeah.
Like my kid plays travel ball, but I keep it reasonable.
So I guess we're all good with that then, right? Just on new business, I had mentioned at the last meeting that I would bring up aquatics and pickleball and, you know, what came up with the master plan and stuff, so I was just gonna mention, I'll do whatever you guys want me to do going forward on that. If you want me to start bringing Jason Reynolds, our city engineer, to like talk about, you know, making plans, maybe even at Byram Park for planning for aquatics or pickleball somewhere else or whatever it is, you know, I can do that, so. You guys I'm just putting the ball in your court on
I mean,
how you
I
wanna.
do, those were like two of the top
Yeah.
One of
things.
the big things, yeah.
And we've addressed pickleball to some extent, because there is a place already for that in Byram, and there are places for them to play now, but as far as aquatics go, other than the splash pad, we really haven't addressed that at all. So I think it's important that we start to address that now, because we're not all gonna be a part of this board.
Right.
And whether it's 5 years from now or 10 years from now, we need something we need to look at it at least, because we asked the people what they wanted, and if we don't address it, then we look like we just ignored it.
Yep.
I think we're losing a lot of our residents to other cities for swim lessons, for, swim teams, things like that, that we could keep here and grow that program here. I just think you could hire somebody else to deal with all that, and they could take over the splash pad.
That would have to be what it is.
Yeah.
Cause I will die.
All I know is I could drive to Bowling Green, and I could take my kids to Russell Sims Aquatic Center, which is a community, and I could go there, it's the slides, kiddie pools, all the things, and I spent $10 a kid.
Okay.
And we could be there the whole day, and have concession stand and all the things. So I could take 8 of us for $80, and we could be there all day, eat a concession, and like there was things, that was something I was like, oh man, we don't have anything like that, you know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Yeah,
not that
that's
I
why-
want like, you know,
Over
this
the
big
top.
water park, whatever, but there were a lot of people there, and
Yeah.
I mean, cause we're getting closer, but when we launched, you know, the Byram Family Park, you know, this board is gonna have to really line up, okay, we have this master plan, what's the first priority?
right.
You know, is it gonna be pickleball courts, tennis courts, is it gonna be nature playing, is it gonna be walkway trip? We're not gonna do it all at once.
Right.
So it's gonna have to be done in chunks.
Right.
And so, just like our city park is slowly adding more and more things to it, so.
Right.
Yeah, so that's why you're gonna have to be, that's why I think it would be good to get Jason, at least relook at that master plan we got inside that room there and see where it would fit. And then you need to know what do you mean by aquatics? What does that mean?
What do we want?
Yeah, and then start listing these type of things so that so that Kevin and his team knows to start preparing for those things in the future.
I do wanna mention too, just, you know, in fairness to like the previous board that we had here, when they put that, master plan together, you know, the plan was to have that park as more of a passive recreation. And so, you know, you put an aquatic center over there, that's not really that way anymore. It's not open space, you know, and I'm not saying we shouldn't do it. I'll do whatever you guys wanna do, but I just, in fairness to, you know, the original plan, that was the thought process behind it. And so there's probably a lot of infrastructure, and Jason will have to look at that, but a lot of considerations will have to be made if you put something like that over there. I mean, right now, that road, I mean, there's no way we should
Right.
put something
Can it
like
handle
that
the
over
traffic?
there.
It's not gonna be
No.
able to.
Well, it's changed, I mean,
So-
if we widen North Palmer's Chapel down to the trailhead, down to the bridge, then we'll end up widening a little bit more and going up to it, so that'll be a main thoroughfare, but we just have to start planning.
Yeah, I mean, there might be, you know, somewhere, what if we redid our municipal park and put it there, you know, would that be a better spot for it?
That's what I
I'm
mean,
just throwing it out there.
we need to decide where it can go. We
Right.
probably need to decide what we want and how big it is,
Yeah.
That
how big
football
it is.
stadium's got a nice spot, plot
It
of land
does.
for it.
Not trying to
It really
squeeze
does.
If they're still trying to get rid of it.
Right,
That would be
you know, you don't wanna
It'd be
just put
perfect
something
right there
there
in the
because it
middle of
sits there,
everything.
like,
Right.
we wanna see
Right.
what that looks like.
Yeah.
Right? It really would be.
Yeah.
The football field.
Football stadium, yeah, would be a great spot for an aquatic center.
It would be. That's a possibility there, yeah.
Has there been any more talk about that? Been
No,
leaving that
yeah,
there?
I've asked them, you know, to give us the land back if
Yeah.
they, you know, if they decide they wanna build their own stadium on Sumner County side, that'd be fine, and that would be a good place, you could just level that place and create a new.
It's got a natural slide already.
We could have an awesome aquatic center.
Yeah, I mean, it's near neighborhoods, yeah.
Yep.
Walkable neighborhoods, it can.
Yep.
sidewalks.
And
off
there's
of Main
parking,
Street, too.
and there's already
Yeah.
parking.
Oh, we definitely have to add a lot more parking.
Yeah, but there's something already there.
Yeah.
You know.
Wow. Yeah, that's, I mean, I never thought of that, that's a great idea. Yeah, just if somebody builds their own football stadium for the White House High School, they'd be probably grateful to give up that property.
I thought at one time there was discussion that they were
There was.
considering doing
Yeah,
that.
but then that all got shut down.
That all got shut down.
Where would they be?
Because they had to buy bleachers for all the other
I
high
don't know,
schools.
they're talking about at the high school itself.
Because they're not flush with any kind of cash.
Not big.
Have
Well,
you
I
seen
don't
Liberty
think
Creek?
either.
I was
Yeah,
getting ready
right.
to say, they're,
I mean, the
They
field,
plenty
the
of-
practice
Put
I
on
mean,
the
just
road.
say.
Where that
Have you
maybe
seen
you still
that?
gotta
Because I've been
stuff
there
around
multiple
it.
times.
Oh,
Their
That's
football.
better than any college around here,
Yeah.
pretty much, except for Tennessee.
It's based off,
Freshman.
Old Mississippi State.
Really?
Yeah, the campus
If
is.
they tore that down, they'd have.
And
to-
Pretty
football
nice.
field, their PA system is better than
I don't know,
UT's PA system.
where they're building the new elementary school.
It's
the room
insane,
behind
and like,
there is-
they, they built all of the athletic fields and included bleachers and
I'd love to-
ADA,
how much
but
money
like,
you have
it's
behind it, that
all
could be a good
ready to go,
place.
lights,
Last year.
fence boards,
But now they've added more
all the
parking
things,
between both of them.
concessions, all the stuff.
That'd be a lot of parking.
It's amazing.
Angela's in that district.
Yeah, even, like,
Oh,
If
even
you live in
the
Sumner County,
soccer.
you paid for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even the soccer
Extra
field
corners
has
up
the
there.
covered structures for
That's how
you.
that one was.
Are you kidding?
No, you need to go over there.
Oh, it's
Wow.
insane.
It's
better than,
insane.
What are you talking about?
Liberty
Liberty
Creek.
Creek.
Yeah, looks like a college campus.
That's what I was just saying, and they paid for everything. There's fences, there's PA systems, there's,
There's already money set
Sidewalks.
outside for that though, right? I mean, that, for Liberty Creek,
yeah,
wouldn't that money just,
yeah,
yeah,
That's a lot of money.
yeah, I know.
One place.
yeah.
So, I-
oh,
You've
yeah.
been to
Bradley
Liberty
Wells
Creek,
Ground.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
the facility, like, the dugouts are amazing, even the softball field has dugouts that are covered, the soccer fields have covered areas for the players, it's crazy.
So maybe we need to talk to the engineers for that, for Byron Park.
Yeah.
They put it together real quick.
Yeah, who did that, and how did they do that?
Where did the money come from?
Yeah.
But it is beautiful, I will say
Oh,
that,
yeah.
I mean, it's gorgeous over there.
All right. Tell us about the grant.
So I've been moved into, I think I put in the report, but I've been moved into the application phase of the 2024 LPRF grant that I applied for, which includes the renovation of the concession stand at the park, the new building that will be right beside it. It's like a meeting space / storage area. Right now they store all their stuff in that little dilapidated building that like it used to be the ticket booth or whatever. So that's one part. The next part is the dog park parking lot, trying to get a paved parking lot there. And then a shade structure at the tennis courts with benches, and I'm hoping to get those benches, kind of like a little shade structure over those benches too. Probably put maybe even like 10 of them out there. So that's what I've submitted for, and the hope was doing all those projects would pretty much complete everything we pretty much need at the park at this point, apart from if we were able to get that football field and make it into something, but there's really not much else we can do with the park at this point. I mean, we've filled it up pretty good, so that was our hope, is to just finish it out that way with that grant.
Here's a thought on the parking lot, though. One end of it, a couple of pickleball courts.
Yeah.
Right, if you're gonna be putting in the concrete and, or surfacing,
well, I couldn't do that at this point. It could be a change order to add it on or something, but, yeah, I've already submitted for what it is, but, yeah, I mean, would be a great idea. Obviously, they're getting used. But, anyways, I really needed, as part of the application process, I need a, what is it called? I think it's a motion for support of the project, so, that's what I'm asking for.
Can you, if they support it, can you use the minutes to submit?
Yes.
You don't have to have a resolution then?
No.
Okay, great.
So you're looking for a motion to support moving forward with this grant and what you want in it,
Yeah, these projects.
these projects.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? There you go.
So you don't need a roll call vote for that? Okay, just making sure.
The last thing I had was, the next meeting falls on July 4th, so that's why I brought that up on here, so when do we want to
I noticed
reschedule it
that.
for? So, I guess is the question.
Well, and really, Kevin, what does that month look like for you? Because that's Americana, that's
We
the
have
soccer 3v3, that's,
When's the race? That's the
It's
week
the
before.
6th, the day of Americana.
yeah.
Do we have anything that we need to meet on urgently that's going to go to the Board of Mayor and Alderman or anything for that, prior to that, or can we push to the following meeting time?
I
don't
mean, that,
have anything.
The only thing I'm thinking is when you like start launching at Christmas,
Yeah.
theme.
Gosh, I probably should have done that on this one. That's how they've
Didn't
done
we
it in
already
the past.
use
But I think we already
yeah, we
did.
already
Oh,
did the theme.
I can't remember what it is, but we had one.
Yeah, we did.
Country Christmas or?
Yeah, country music
no.
Christmas.
There you go, so you're all
Do you
set.
have-
Or Music City Christmas.
Yeah, Music
so I
City.
guess-
City Christmas.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't even remember that. You got a good memory.
You had a good, very good memory.
So I guess if you want to skip the next meeting, I guess if there was something important that came up, as long as we have 2 weeks of notice.
We got a special
notice,
We do a special
and
call
if
meeting.
the chair calls for a special call meeting, they can have a special call meeting.
So then as of right now, the next meeting will be September 5th.
Right.
Good, I can take a vacation.
So not one in, oh yeah.
Not one in July.
In August will be our off month.
I haven't taken a vacation since last July.
I've gone since last May.
No, my fault. He's taking vacation. He's always coming.
Oh, no.
All right, I may not take one this summer. We'll see how that goes.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye. Let's go.
Let's go.